Have you ever noticed that as we age, certain things about our bodies change in ways we didn't expect? Maybe it's a subtle shift, like realizing your skin doesn't feel quite as fresh or noticing an occasional odor that wasn't there before. If you've ever felt frustrated by these changes, I want you to know you're not alone. Many seniors experience this, but here's the good news. Often, the solution is simpler than you think. Today, we're going to talk about something most people overlook. One specific body part that plays a surprisingly big role in how you look, feel, and even smell as you age. In fact, studies show that 99% of people ignore this area entirely, which can lead to unpleasant odors, discomfort, and even health issues over time. But don't worry, we'll dive into exactly what to do about it so you can feel confident and comfortable again. Let me share some fascinating science with you. Researchers have found that aging affects not just our internal organs, but also our skin microbiome, the tiny ecosystem of bacteria and microorganisms living on our skin. These microbes play a crucial role in keeping us healthy, but when they're out of balance, it can lead to problems like irritation, infections, or unwanted smells. The key is understanding which areas are most vulnerable and learning how to care for them properly. In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden cause of unpleasant odors in seniors and explore practical steps you can take to address it. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because the last tip might surprise you and could make all the difference in how you feel day to day. Let's start with the first area that many people neglect, behind the ears. Now, you might be thinking, behind my ears? Really? Yes, really. This small but important spot is often missed during daily hygiene routines, and it can become a breeding ground for bacteria and sweat. Over time, this buildup can contribute to unwanted odors or even skin irritation. Here's why it matters. The skin behind your ears is thin and folds naturally, making it easy for moisture and oils to accumulate. Add in hair products, sweat, or even hearing aid use, and you've got a recipe for trouble if you're not cleaning this area regularly. A study published in the Journal of Dermatological Science highlighted how neglected areas like this can disrupt the skin's natural balance, leading to unpleasant side effects. So, how do you clean behind your ears effectively? It's simple. Use a warm, damp washcloth with mild soap and gently wipe the area. Make sure to dry it thoroughly afterward, as lingering moisture can encourage bacteria growth. For those who wear hearing aids, consider wiping down the devices daily too. They can harbor germs that transfer back to your skin. I'll share a quick story with you. A woman named Margaret once told me she started paying attention to this area after noticing a faint smell she couldn't quite place. She realized she'd been skipping behind her ears during her morning routine. Once she added it to her regimen, the odor disappeared, and she felt cleaner and more refreshed throughout the day. Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference. Now let's talk about why this matters specifically for seniors. As we age, our skin produces less oil, which can make certain areas drier. But paradoxically, folds and creases like those behind the ears can still trap sweat and debris. Additionally, conditions like diabetes or reduced mobility can increase the risk of skin infections, making proper hygiene even more critical. You might be wondering, what if I already shower every day? Isn't that enough? While regular showers are great, they don't always target these hard-to-reach or easily forgotten spots. Taking an extra minute to focus on areas like behind your ears ensures you're covering all your bases. Now that we've covered the importance of cleaning behind your ears, let's move on to another commonly overlooked area, one that could be contributing to discomfort or odor without you even realizing it. Let's talk about your feet. Now that we've covered the importance of cleaning behind your ears, let's move on to another commonly overlooked area, one that could be contributing to discomfort or odor without you even realizing it. Let's talk about your feet. Now, I know what you might be thinking. My feet? Really? But hear me out because this is more important than you might realize. As we age, our feet can become a hot spot for issues like infections, dryness, and even unpleasant smells if they're not properly cared for. Think about it. Your feet carry you everywhere, day in and day out. They're constantly exposed to sweat, dirt, and bacteria, especially if you spend time walking barefoot at home or wearing shoes without socks. Over time, neglecting foot hygiene can lead to problems like athlete's foot, fungal infections, or even cracked heels that could become painful or infected. Here's where science comes in. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research highlighted how poor foot care can contribute to mobility issues in older adults. When your feet are uncomfortable or unhealthy, it becomes harder to stay active. And staying active is one of the keys to maintaining independence as you age. Washing your feet daily isn't just about cleanliness. It's about protecting your ability to move freely and confidently. So, how do you wash your feet effectively? Start by using warm water and mild soap. Make sure to scrub between your toes, where moisture and bacteria can easily build up. Afterward, dry your feet thoroughly, especially between the toes, because dampness creates an ideal environment for fungi to thrive. If your skin tends to be dry, follow up with a moisturizer, but avoid applying it between your toes, as too much moisture there can also lead to problems. Let me share a story with you. A woman named Carol once told me she started washing and moisturizing her feet every night before bed after years of ignoring them. She said she couldn't believe the difference it made. Not only did her feet feel softer and less irritated, but she also noticed fewer aches when she walked. It was such a small change, but it gave her the confidence to keep moving and stay active. Now, some of you might be wondering, what if I have trouble reaching my feet? That's okay. There are tools available like long-handled brushes or foot scrubbers that can help make the process easier. You can also ask a family member or caregiver for assistance. The key is consistency. Even if someone else helps you, making sure your feet are cleaned and dried properly will go a long way in preventing future complications. Speaking of prevention, let's talk about why taking care of your feet is so crucial for seniors. Many people don't realize that foot health is closely linked to overall health. For example, individuals with diabetes need to pay extra attention to their feet because high blood sugar levels can damage nerves and reduce circulation, leading to slower healing and increased risk of infection. Even if you don't have diabetes, keeping your feet clean and healthy can prevent minor issues from turning into major ones down the road. But here's something else to consider. Our feet are often an early warning system for other health concerns. Swelling, discoloration, or persistent discomfort in your feet can sometimes signal underlying conditions like heart disease, kidney problems, or circulatory issues. By washing and inspecting your feet regularly, you're not just keeping them clean, you're giving yourself an opportunity to spot potential red flags early. Now let's shift gears slightly and address another concern many seniors face: dryness. As we age, our skin naturally produces less oil, which means areas like the soles of your feet can become rough and prone to cracking. Cracked heels aren't just uncomfortable, they can also open the door to infections if left untreated. To combat dryness, incorporate a good foot cream into your routine. Look for products containing ingredients like urea, glycerin, or shea butter, which help lock in moisture and repair the skin barrier. And here's a tip: if you enjoy soaking your feet, limit it to once or twice a week. While soaking feels relaxing, doing it too often can strip your skin of its natural oils, leaving it drier than before. Instead, focus on regular washing and moisturizing to maintain soft, healthy feet. Now let's talk about footwear. Proper hygiene doesn't stop at washing your feet. It extends to the shoes and socks you wear. Always choose breathable materials like cotton or wool for socks, and opt for shoes that provide adequate support and ventilation. Avoid wearing the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row. Letting them air out reduces the growth of odor-causing bacteria and fungi. I'll share another quick story with you. A man named Robert used to wear the same slippers around the house every day without giving them much thought. One day, he noticed an unpleasant smell coming from his feet and realized he hadn't washed his slippers in months. Once he started cleaning his slippers regularly and alternating them with a fresh pair, the odor disappeared and his feet felt healthier. Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference. Before we move on, let's recap why foot hygiene is so essential. Washing your feet daily prevents infections, keeps your skin healthy, and supports your overall mobility. It's a simple habit that can save you from discomfort and complications later on. And remember, if you ever notice anything unusual, like persistent pain, swelling, or changes in color, don't hesitate to consult your doctor. Early intervention can prevent small problems from becoming big ones. Now that we've covered your ears and feet, let's shift our focus to another often overlooked area, under your arms. You might think that washing this area is already part of your daily routine, but many seniors don't realize how aging can change the way their skin reacts to sweat and bacteria. This can lead to unwanted odors or irritation if proper care isn't taken. As we age, hormonal changes can affect how much we sweat and the composition of our sweat. Combine this with changes in skin pH and reduced oil production, and you've got a recipe for potential odor issues. Additionally, deodorants or antiperspirants that worked for you in the past might no longer be as effective due to shifts in your body chemistry. The solution? Use a gentle, fragrance-free cleanser to wash under your arms daily, ensuring you remove any buildup of sweat or bacteria. If you use deodorant, look for products designed for sensitive skin, and consider switching to aluminum-free formulas if you notice irritation. For those concerned about excessive sweating, talcum powder or cornstarch can help absorb moisture and keep the area dry throughout the day. Let me share an example. A gentleman named Harold struggled with underarm odor for years until he switched to a milder cleanser and started using a natural deodorant. He also began wearing breathable fabrics like cotton instead of synthetic materials that trap sweat. Within weeks, he noticed a significant improvement. Not only did the odor disappear, but his skin felt less irritated too. Taking care of this area isn't just about managing odors. It's also about preventing skin conditions like rashes or infections. Seniors are more susceptible to these issues due to thinner, more fragile skin, so maintaining cleanliness and dryness is crucial. Now, let's talk about overcoming challenges. I know that maintaining daily hygiene routines can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if you're dealing with mobility issues, fatigue, or pain. But here's the truth. Small, consistent actions add up over time. If washing certain areas feels difficult, try breaking the task into smaller steps or using tools like long-handled brushes or wipes to make it easier. Don't hesitate to ask for help if needed, whether it's from a family member, caregiver, or healthcare professional. And remember, staying socially engaged and connected to others can play a big role in motivating you to take care of yourself. Research shows that seniors who maintain strong social ties tend to have better mental and physical health outcomes. So whether it's joining a community group, volunteering, or simply spending time with loved ones, nurturing your relationships can inspire you to prioritize your own well-being. Now that we've discussed your ears, feet, and underarms, let's move on to another critical area that plays a role in both your physical and emotional well-being. This next part might surprise you, but trust me, it's worth paying attention to. Let's talk about your scalp. Now that we've covered your ears, feet, and underarms, let's move on to another critical area that plays a role in both your physical and emotional well-being, your scalp. You might not think about washing your scalp as part of your daily routine, but it's just as important as caring for the rest of your body. After all, a healthy scalp is the foundation for healthy hair, and it can also impact how you feel about yourself. As we age, our scalps can become drier and more sensitive due to changes in oil production and hormonal shifts. This can lead to itching, flakiness, or even irritation if not properly cared for. But here's the thing, many people make the mistake of either overwashing or underwashing their scalp, both of which can cause problems. Overwashing strips your scalp of its natural oils, leaving it dry and irritated, while underwashing allows dirt, sweat, and product buildup to accumulate, potentially clogging pores and leading to scalp issues like dandruff. The key is finding the right balance. For most people, washing your hair every other day, or even a few times a week, is sufficient. Use a gentle, sulfate-free shampoo that won't strip your scalp of moisture, and focus on massaging your scalp with your fingertips rather than your nails. This not only helps cleanse, but also stimulates blood flow, which promotes a healthier environment for hair growth. If you have specific concerns like dandruff or an overly oily scalp, look for shampoos formulated to address those issues, or consult a dermatologist for personalized advice. Let me share a personal story with you. A friend of mine named Susan started noticing her scalp felt itchy and inflamed after years of using harsh shampoos. She switched to a milder formula and began washing her hair less frequently, focusing instead on keeping her scalp hydrated with a lightweight conditioner. Within weeks, she noticed a significant improvement. Not only did her scalp feel better, but her hair looked shinier and healthier too. It was such a simple change, but it made a world of difference in how she felt about herself. Now, some of you might be wondering, what if I wear hats or scarves regularly? That's a great question. Hats and scarves can trap heat and moisture against your scalp, creating an environment where bacteria or fungi can thrive. To prevent this, make sure your headwear is clean and breathable, and avoid wearing it indoors for extended periods. Washing your scalp regularly becomes even more important if you frequently cover your head. But here's something else to consider. Scalp health isn't just about physical comfort. It's also tied to your emotional well-being. Many seniors struggle with self-esteem as they notice changes in their appearance, including thinning hair or scalp issues. Taking care of your scalp can help you feel more confident and put together, which has a ripple effect on your overall mood and outlook on life. Now that we've talked about your scalp, let's shift our focus to one final area that often gets overlooked, but is absolutely essential for your health: your private areas. Yes, I'm talking about intimate hygiene, and no, it's not something to shy away from discussing. Proper care of these areas is crucial for preventing infections, discomfort, and irritation, especially as we age. For women, hormonal changes during menopause can lead to vaginal dryness and increased susceptibility to infections like yeast overgrowth or urinary tract infections, UTIs. Using mild, unscented soap and warm water to gently clean the external area is usually enough. Avoid douching or using heavily scented products, as these can disrupt the natural pH balance and cause more harm than good. Instead, opt for products specifically designed for sensitive skin. Men, on the other hand, should pay attention to cleanliness around the groin area, particularly if they're uncircumcised. Gently cleaning beneath the foreskin with warm water and mild soap can help prevent irritation and infections. And regardless of gender, wearing breathable underwear made from natural fabrics like cotton can reduce moisture buildup and keep these areas comfortable throughout the day. I'll share a quick example. A gentleman named Harold once told me he struggled with recurring skin irritation in his groin area until he started washing it thoroughly every day and switching to looser, breathable clothing. He said the relief was immediate, and he wished he'd known sooner how much of a difference proper hygiene could make. Now, let's talk about overcoming challenges. I know that maintaining daily hygiene routines can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if you're dealing with mobility issues, fatigue, or pain. But here's the truth: small, consistent actions add up over time. If washing certain areas feels difficult, try breaking the task into smaller steps, or using tools like long-handled brushes or wipes to make it easier. Don't hesitate to ask for help if needed, whether it's from a family member, caregiver, or healthcare professional. And remember, staying socially engaged and connected to others can play a big role in motivating you to take care of yourself. Research shows that seniors who maintain strong social ties tend to have better mental and physical health outcomes. So whether it's joining a community group, volunteering, or simply spending time with loved ones, nurturing your relationships can inspire you to prioritize your own well-being. Here's a powerful fact to leave you with. A study from Johns Hopkins University found that adding just 10 minutes of self-care activities, like washing your scalp, feet, or other key areas, to your daily routine can improve your overall quality of life. It's proof that taking small steps toward better hygiene isn't just about staying clean. It's about investing in your long-term health and happiness. Now that you have all these tools and insights, let's wrap things up with some final words of motivation and a simple challenge you can start today. Because at the end of the day, aging doesn't mean losing control of your health. It means taking charge of it in smarter, more intentional ways. Now that we've explored the importance of washing behind your ears, caring for your feet, maintaining hygiene under your arms, nurturing your scalp, and addressing intimate areas, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. These 5 body parts might seem small or insignificant at first glance, but they play a much larger role in your overall health, comfort, and confidence than many people realize. Taking care of them isn't just about cleanliness. It's about feeling good in your own skin and preserving your independence as you age. Let's recap why these areas matter so much. Cleaning behind your ears prevents odor and irritation in a spot that's often forgotten. Washing your feet daily protects you from infections, keeps your skin healthy, and supports mobility, something that becomes increasingly important as we grow older. Paying attention to underarm hygiene helps manage odors caused by changes in sweat composition and ensures your skin stays irritation-free. Caring for your scalp promotes not only healthier hair, but also boosts your self-esteem and emotional well-being. And finally, proper intimate hygiene prevents discomfort, infections, and irritation, allowing you to focus on enjoying life without unnecessary distractions. But here's the thing, knowledge is only powerful when it's put into action. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Start small. Maybe it's committing to washing your feet every night before bed or switching to a gentler shampoo for your scalp. Over time, these little changes add up, creating habits that support your well-being in meaningful ways. Experts agree that consistency is key when it comes to self-care practices. Even 10 extra minutes a day dedicated to hygiene can make a noticeable difference in your quality of life. I want to leave you with a story that illustrates just how transformative small habits can be. A woman named Evelyn once told me she decided to prioritize her hygiene after years of neglecting certain areas due to fatigue and lack of motivation. She started by focusing on one area at a time, first her feet, then her scalp, and eventually her underarms and intimate areas. Within months, she noticed she had more energy, fewer aches, and an overall sense of cleanliness and confidence she hadn't felt in years. She said to me, "It wasn't about perfection, it was about progress. I realized that taking care of myself didn't have to be overwhelming, it just had to be consistent." Now, some of you might still be thinking, what if I forget or fall behind? That's okay. Life happens, and no one expects you to be perfect. The goal isn't perfection, it's improvement. If you miss a day, simply pick up where you left off the next day. And don't hesitate to enlist the help of loved ones or caregivers if you need support. Remember, you're never alone in this journey. Let's talk about mindset for a moment. As we age, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, "It's too late for me to make a difference." But science shows us that it's never too late to start making healthier choices. A study published in The Lancet found that adopting even one new healthy habit later in life, like improving personal hygiene, can significantly increase lifespan and enhance quality of life. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, every positive step you take matters. Another important aspect of aging well is staying socially engaged. Did you know that loneliness can have a profound impact on both mental and physical health? Studies suggest that maintaining strong social connections reduces the risk of depression, anxiety, and even chronic diseases. While we've been talking about hygiene today, don't forget to nourish your relationships too. Share these tips with a friend or family member, or invite someone over for coffee while you practice your new routines together. These moments of connection are just as vital as the habits themselves. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these hygiene tips resonated most with you? Are there any areas you're excited to focus on first? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and your thoughts might inspire others who are looking for ideas. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on healthy aging. Sharing this video with a loved one could also be a wonderful way to spread the message of vitality and self-care. Finally, I want to remind you of something important. Aging doesn't mean losing control of your health. It means taking charge of it in smarter, more intentional ways. Every day is a new opportunity to nourish your body, nurture your mind, and connect with the people and activities that bring you joy. Whether it's through washing your hands, caring for your feet, or simply smiling at someone you love, you have the power to shape your own journey. So here's to living your best life at any age, and to embracing the small, meaningful steps that lead to big results. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and remember, small actions lead to lasting change. Here's to your health.